Elon Musk tweeted again, the market dumped again. So in this video, what I want to talk to you about is my thoughts on what he might be doing and what his intentions are, but also sharing with you what coins I've actively bought today. Now, none of this is financial advice, but I thought it'd be very interesting to see what coins I was buying in this dip. As I've always said, during a bull market, you go with the trend. The momentum is your friend. And I think it's very important to realize that if you have a plan and you have a strategy, then buying in the dips and not getting panicked during these times is very, very important, especially when you're looking at the long-term vision for what this space will look like. If you're interested, keep watching. Hey guys, my name's Ravi Sharma and thank you so much for joining me on yet another episode of Personal Finance with Ravi Sharma. On this YouTube channel, we're talking about cryptocurrency, real estate, and financial freedom. So if you like topics like that, definitely smash that subscribe button and definitely leave me a like and comment down what you are actively buying in this dip. Now, for me, it's very important that when you enter real estate or enter, cryptocurrency investing or any assets, you need to have a strategy. You need to really understand what you're doing in this space, and that allows you to not get so swayed emotionally during times like this. Now, we're going to deep dive into exactly what coins I'm looking at and what projects I've actually bought and why I've done that, but also use this as your prompt to start getting educated about the space. It's still very new, we're still very early, but it's important to understand why we have so much volatility. Today, we have Elon Musk tweeting again, and it causes such a big movement in price. It just blows my mind, but that just gives you an indication of how early we actually are. But also the people operating in this market aren't really coming in with a clear strategy. They're coming in trying to make a quick dollar, and that's where the volatility really exists with a new market. So let's deep dive into what exactly he said and what my thoughts are. So Mr. Whale goes, Bitcoiners are going to slap themselves next quarter when they find out Tesla dumped the rest of their Bitcoin holdings. With the amount of hate Elon Musk is getting, I wouldn't blame him. And he's gone in to say, indeed. So this has just caused people to think that maybe he is selling, maybe he's already sold. And this is coming off the back of a few days ago. He came out and said that Bitcoin, it's centralized and, that there's issues with how much energy consumption is actually being used. Now, the thing is, I'm not going to get into a debate as to why and why not these things aren't true. At the end of the day, that's for you to go and research. But what I want to give you is context around what is happening in this market. We have so much fear involved with today's market. I had no intentions to make a video, but I thought it's very important, especially because I'm getting hit up on Facebook. I'm getting hit up in my emails and saying, hey, look, you talk about crypto. You seem to have been doing well during this bull market and of course, during the bear market. Tell us what your thoughts are. And so for me, I was doing my research anyway. I keep an eye out for the projects that I'm really trying to dollar cost average into. And I keep an eye out on, what is being said, but also what do the fundamentals look like? So let's deep dive into the 6 coins that I've actually bought in today's dip. So the first coin is Polkadot. Now you guys would have heard this time and time again, but Polkadot is aiming to provide a platform that delivers a high level of security and scalability in an innovative and functional manner. Now it's important to know that I do have a significant holding already in Polkadot, but they are having a really, really big event, which is coming up in a couple of days. So this is Polkadot Decoded. Now, essentially they're coming out, the creators, Gavin Wood's coming out. There is also a program there with a lot of people, keynote speakers, talking about what is looking like a huge event regarding Polkadot. And I guess when you're looking at Polkadot in general, it's Web 3.0. The stuff they are doing in this space is incredible. And for me, it looked very interesting. And we also just hit all-time highs only about a week ago. So for me, having this dip was almost a blessing, especially when we're leading into such a big, big event. Now, it's important to note, I already have a large holding in Polkadot, but I also have a large holding in Kusama. Now, I bought Kusama very early on. I'm talking about 4 or 5 months ago. And the biggest thing to really keep in mind is Parachain's auctions. Now, in this Decoded event, I'm sure they're going to give us some sort of timelines as to what is happening with that space. And if you are interested in getting to know more about Polkadot and Kusama, you should definitely go check it out. It's a new project that came out pretty much in the middle of 2020. No price history, no price data there beyond 2020. And it's interesting to note that Gavin Wood was actually on the team of Ethereum as well. So with the, co-founder with that. And so one co-founder, Charles Hodkinson went across to Cardano, and the other guy, Gavin Wood, went across to Polkadot. So I do firmly believe in the fundamentals and technicals behind this. I've been buying up for a few months now, you know, close to $10, $15, $20, and even today at $49 is what I got in, and I'm talking about Australian dollars. Now, everything I talk about in terms of the prices are all in Australian dollars, but also you can grab all of these coins directly through CoinSpot. I've got a link in my description below. If you haven't already, definitely go and join CoinSpot if you want to get access to these coins and really get started in an interface-friendly environment, which both has an app, but also can be accessed on your desktop. You can check out all these coins on CoinSpot, and of course you can use my referral link, which will get you started with $10 free Bitcoin. Now, the next coin I did purchase was Chainlink, which is described as a decentralized oracle service, claiming to be the first platform of its kind. Link wants to make it possible for blockchain-based smart contracts to connect to all external systems. Now, with Chainlink, very, very interesting project. Again, it's the leading oracle project in the actual cryptocurrency universe, and I purchased this for $48. It's slightly up now from where I bought it earlier today. Now, keep in mind, when I'm talking about these projects, I'm also referring to projects that I think long-term not only have potential, but are the ones that, you know, I don't really want to take huge risks, especially now that the market's moved quite considerably. I want to be focusing on bigger projects that have long-term use case. Now, everyone's got a different strategy, and I totally get it. You need to go out and find out what's important to you. But for me, it's simply going, well, I've been buying up these really good quality blue chip sort of investments and assets for a while now. So for me, coming in at every time there's a dip, I just want to be accumulating even more, especially during a consolidation phase. Now we can see here that if we were looking at Polkadot, that sits at number 8. And if we're looking at Chainlink, it's now at 13, and it's been in the top 10 previously. I have no doubt that it will continue and move up into the top 10 as well. It's also good to note that out of the 6 coins that I did purchase today, 50% of my funds went into the first 2 projects. So Polkadot and Chainlink, that's where the heavy concentration was. Now the next 4 have been coins that I've actually kept an eye on, but I've also already been buying up over the last couple of months. I think for me, it's not so much just diversifying across everything, but if there are good projects and they look really good in terms of the charts themselves have been consolidating, there's just no crazy movements that they're coming off, then for me, it just makes sense to keep dollar cost averaging into these projects. Now, it's a good reminder to let you know to drop me a like for this video if you are enjoying this type of content. If you want to know what my monthly picks are for these, you know, cryptos that I'm choosing and researching about, definitely leave me a comment down below, and I'd love to know what you're buying up in this bull market. So moving along, my next coin is Phantom, which I ended up buying for 75 cents. Phantom tokens were created to improve the efficiency of transactions and create a compatible ecosystem focusing on low-cost, real-time transactions. The platform intends to be open source with application support tools that can be used to create decentralized apps or dApps. Now, Phantom's really interesting because this is one of those coins that really did have this huge increase from April, so less than a month ago, shot from 27 cents all the way up to about 80 cents. Just absolutely crazy. A lot of people would have bought up here, and they would have bought up here because they thought, hey, you know what, this could never end. But for me, it's important. Just waiting for the pullbacks, waiting for the market to come to you is very, very important. Don't get caught up with all the hype, especially when these coins take off and they're just parabolic in their moves. You've got to wait for some sort of a pullback because that's where you're literally just managing your risk. It doesn't make sense to be purchasing up at 91 cents. For me, I want to take a bit more of a conservative approach. So I waited for the pullback, but I have waited for the pullback and I've purchased today. So I'm glad I've got some more in there. My number 4th coin is Decentraland. Decentraland Mana introduces a virtual reality platform powered by the Ethereum blockchain. It allows users to create, experience, and monetize content and applications within Decentraland. Now, Decentraland is a very interesting project. It's one of those projects that, again, would be classed as a low cap. So with that comes a lot of volatility. But the actual use case is very, very interesting. So let's just deep dive into the chart itself. It's just sort of been in this period of consolidation. It's tried to break out of its, all-time high a few times now, but sitting in a market cap of just $2.1 billion, it is definitely a low cap, and that's when you're going to see a lot of volatility. What I've been seeing is higher lows, and we've now definitely had a bit of a correction. Again, I've been purchasing this, around here in Feb, so I've definitely been happy, but I can now see that with a lot of the stuff that's happening in this space, now that no one's really looking at NFTs and the gaming coins, I think now is the great time to accumulate. At least for me, that's making sense. So I try and get ahead with, DeFi, all of that stuff. I think is going to be massive for winter, for us, Australian winter, for the Northern Hemisphere summer. But then I think we're going to have the resurgence of NFT and the gaming coins as well. So with Decentraland, you actually can buy property, design your landscape, go shopping, create a business, play world games, socialize, and chat with people. It's just this land, virtual land, where you can actually purchase. But what's more interesting, and this is where that whole real estate space comes into what we are doing here with cryptocurrency. So within Decentraland, you can actually make money. So you can buy and sell parcels, you can develop and charge for entry, renting out, providing services. So just think of it like you own virtual real estate and you're able to go and advertise there. You're able to then host a party and have people come in as well. So if you were, a nightclub owner, you could literally host a party in this area and then rent it out, or actually own that space and then charge people for entry. We're living in a really interesting time where this concept of me talking about it here in 2021, some people would be like, who would want to do that? In 3, 5, 10 years time, I think this becomes very natural for us. My next coin is Ontology. Ontology is a project that focuses on a network of blockchains rather than one singular blockchain. The infrastructure is aiming to help migrate enterprise platforms into a distributed ledger model efficiently and without compromising their internal integrity. Now with Ontology, these are one of those dino coins that they refer to. It's one of those coins that do fall into the Polkadot ecosystem. So I'm thinking there is a bit of price action that will come about from this. For one reason, which is Polkadot ecosystem, we've got Polkadot decoded. Now it's interesting, I'll mention Kusama's up there. I've really liked Kusama. I have a large holding, a holding that I'm very happy with now, so I'm just gonna sort of let that ride. But with Ontology, I'm feeling like, one, with their connection with Neo, we've seen what Neo's done, right? It hasn't really done much in terms of operations and actually providing use case, but we saw this craziness that we saw in the last cycle. Now we're seeing some sort of resurgence of that from a price action point of view. For me, this is completely a financial sort of hit. This is more so going and seeing that, if we were buying in the bear market for Neo, we could have been 10, 15x up for today, which is crazy. I obviously got into Neo towards the end of the last bull cycle, so when the bear market started. I've done reasonably well over the long term, but essentially what I'm thinking here is that with Ontology, we may have a situation where we do have that price action again. Purely here, I've got only a small amount in Ontology, but I think it's very interesting, especially because it's only sitting at a market cap of less than $2 billion. Now my final coin, before I reveal that, can you please definitely smash that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you know when I'm dropping these videos. And if you are interested in knowing how you can purchase these coins, they're all on CoinSpot. So you can definitely go and access that. It's free to sign up. You get $10 free Bitcoin if you use my link in the description below. But the last coin is Audio. So it's a decentralized music streaming protocol that seeks to give everyone freedom to distribute, monetize, and stream any audio content. This is next level, right? Knowing what this space looks like from a audio perspective, but also from a decentralized sort of video perspective, which is what we saw with Theta. With Theta, we've already seen huge price action, and effectively Theta is doing the decentralized video component. So I think it's a matter of time before we see both decentralized video, decentralized audio, and I think audio sits a very nice place in there. Now, keep in mind, it is very low cap. So we're talking about a $296 million market cap is very small. And for me, it's important just to manage my risk. So I'm not putting large amounts in there. I think it's a very interesting project. For me, I understand music. I was a DJ before. So I think it's very interesting to see where this space would go. I purchased this for about $2.40, and I think we've already started making moves up to about $2.60, which is awesome. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on another episode. If you are interested in knowing what my monthly picks are in terms of the crypto space, I'd love to make those videos. Definitely just leave me a comment down below. And of course, as always, it's important to have a strategy. So if you are interested in knowing more about cryptocurrency and real estate, there's so many videos on this channel that I've continuously been making. I make about 3 to 4 videos every single week. Definitely consider subscribing to the channel down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks, guys.